LeBron James!
Meow. It's always a pleasure to come back here. Like you said, after 6 years,
Yes.
I've always been inspired to come back here, see the next generation. So excited to be back once again.
LeBron James, a name that's synonymous with basketball greatness. But right now, that name is stirring up controversy for all the wrong reasons. During his recent trip to China, LeBron wrote an article that's causing a firestorm. Praises for China, the nation that's often at the heart of heated debates between the US and the rest of the world. Critics aren't holding back. They're calling him out, accusing him of being a pawn in China's game, a player backed by the financial muscle of a country embroiled in a trade war with America. With so much on the line, is LeBron just another celebrity caught in the crossfire? Or is this more than just a misunderstanding? The stakes are high, and the heat is on.
Like the walk to the crowd. All right.
LeBron's trip to China was part of his Nike Forever King tour, where he was there to promote the launch of Nike's new campaign. But the trip wasn't just about sneakers. It also served as a strategic move to strengthen the NBA's relationship with China. LeBron highlighted the passion of Chinese basketball fans, calling the sport a powerful unifier between the US and China. This trip was also about positioning the NBA to potentially hold an off-season game in China, further solidifying the league's presence and influence in the region. However, things took a dramatic turn when a Chinese communist propaganda outlet published an article, attributing it to none other than LeBron James himself. The piece quickly spread, sparking outrage. People were shocked and disappointed, especially seeing an American icon like LeBron seemingly endorsing China's propaganda machine. Fans, analysts, and critics alike expressed their disapproval. No one was pleased to see LeBron, of all people, aligning with something so controversial. It was clear that the backlash was brewing fast, and the situation was quickly spiraling out of control.
We all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others and you're only thinking about yourself. So I don't believe, I don't want to get into a word or sentence feud with Daryl.
LeBron faced intense backlash for not publicly denouncing the People's Daily for misrepresenting his words. Critics quickly jumped to conclusions, suggesting that his silence was due to his financial ties to China. As the controversy continued to unfold, subsequent reports clarified that LeBron had not written an op-ed as initially believed. Instead, his comments were taken from group interviews held during his China tour in Shanghai and Chengdu. The People's Daily had presented these remarks as an essay under LeBron's name, but with a note explaining that a reporter had interviewed and edited the piece. Sources close to LeBron confirmed that while the comments were accurate, they were never submitted as an op-ed. Major outlets like the Associated Press issued corrections, and LeBron's representatives quickly stressed that the comments were part of broader media sessions and not an exclusive contribution to the People's Daily.
LeBron James did not write an essay for Chinese state media. LeBron just made his 15th trip to China, with stops in Chengdu and Shanghai. But an essay published in the Chinese Communist Party propaganda outlet purporting to be written by the NBA star was actually compiled from group interviews during the trip, The Athletic reported. LeBron thanked his Chinese friends and said that basketball can be a cultural bridge. Sources close to LeBron told The Athletic that his words were accurate, but the piece was never submitted as an essay written by him.
Now, the narrative is starting to shift, with some coming out to defend LeBron, arguing that the widespread fake news was simply an attempt to generate hate, especially toward figures like Shedeur Sanders. They claim this hatred is being fueled by those looking to profit from the controversy. Gilbert Arenas stepped up, fiercely calling out those spreading the negativity. He blasted the people trying to turn LeBron into a target, accusing them of using his name to make money. Arenas pointed out that if LeBron were to retire this year, those same people would no longer have anything to profit from, highlighting how much of the backlash is rooted in financial gain rather than genuine criticism.
I can tell you this, if he retires at the end of this year, there's going to be a lot of who lose a lot of money. Because there's no more LeBron James to talk bad about, and you won't be in the algorithm. You better hope he plays for the next 5 to 7 so you can feed your kids.
Gilbert Arenas didn't hold back, taking it even further by telling these critics to pray that LeBron stays in the game for as long as possible. He pointed out that there's no bigger star in the NBA right now than LeBron, and whenever these haters talk about him, they end up generating millions of views. Arenas made it clear that these critics, whether they like it or not, are profiting off LeBron's name and popularity. In his view, if they want to keep cashing in on those views, they should hope LeBron sticks around for years to come.
Because y'all have another enemy right now. You get to say, I don't like LeBron James get 1 million views. Money. He retires right now. What you gonna say? I don't like Wemby.
But at the same time,
I don't like Tatum. Like that ain't it right now. There's no bad guy right now for you to eat. So y'all hope he stays around a couple more years.
And Gilbert Arenas has a point. LeBron's haters have certainly turned his criticism into a profitable venture. However, this situation took things to a whole new level. Despite the growing defense for LeBron, many conservative commentators and politicians in the U.S., including figures like Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, continued to accuse him of hypocrisy. They argued that while LeBron is outspoken on social justice issues in the U.S., like supporting Black Lives Matter, he remained silent or even critical when it came to China's human rights record, particularly concerning the treatment of Uyghur Muslims and Hong Kong protesters. These critics suggested that LeBron's stance was driven by his financial interests, pointing to his highly lucrative Nike endorsement deal and the NBA's large market in China as key factors influencing his silence on these sensitive issues.
And if you look at what Daryl Morey tweeted, it is obviously true. It's obviously benign. I mean, what he said was stand for freedom, stand with Hong Kong. But unfortunately, the NBA makes a whole bunch of money in China. And I got to say, LeBron James, he's a hell of a player, but it sure seems his comments were more interested in money and making bucks. And I get Nike's a big sponsor of his, and he makes a whole lot of money, but kissing up to Chinese communists and tyrants.
This controversy surrounding LeBron James' visit to China has sent shockwaves through the NBA, raising questions about the league's stance in the region and its relationship with China moving forward. For years, the NBA has cultivated a strong presence in China, with millions of fans and lucrative sponsorships, particularly with brands like Nike. However, this scandal has brought attention to the financial and political complexities that come with such a global reach. LeBron, as the league's biggest star, has become the focal point of these debates, and the scrutiny he's facing is a reflection of how intertwined business, politics, and sports have become in today's world. The NBA now finds itself caught between the demands of its American audience, who are sensitive to issues like human rights, and the massive financial opportunities presented by the Chinese market. LeBron's relationship with China has highlighted the tension between these two worlds. His advocacy for social justice at home clashes with his silence on issues like the treatment of Uyghur Muslims and Hong Kong protesters. This has put the NBA in a difficult position, forcing it to balance its commercial interests with the moral expectations of its American base. As for LeBron, his reaction to the controversy will be critical in shaping his legacy. With his career far from over, it's likely that he will continue to defend his stance, perhaps emphasizing the complexities of navigating global relationships and business interests. LeBron's response will undoubtedly have a lasting impact not only on his personal brand, but also on how the NBA handles its operations in China moving forward. The league and its players may need to find a way to reconcile their values with the financial realities of global business, all while navigating the growing scrutiny of their actions on the international stage. What do you think? Has LeBron James been unfairly targeted, or is there a deeper issue with how athletes balance their personal beliefs and their financial interests in a global market? Should LeBron have spoken out more against China's human rights record? Or is it unreasonable to expect him to take a political stand in such a complex situation? How does this controversy impact the NBA's reputation and its relationship with China? Can the league continue to thrive in the Chinese market without compromising its values? And finally, how do you see LeBron handling this moving forward? Will he continue to focus on his advocacy for social justice, or will he choose to take a more cautious approach in his future dealings with international politics? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this.